I've got to ask you about this story. It happened in May, but it just made the news over the weekend because the video, for some reason, just caught on. It is in a Planet Fitness in California. And a woman named Grace Hudson, who goes to Planet Fitness, walked into the women's locker room. And what she says is she used the facilities. She walked out of the stall, I guess, to wash her hands. The shower inside the women's locker room stops and, quote, this dude comes out. Quote, literally, straight up dude, tall and masculine. He's naked and wrapped in a towel, she says. And the next thing she knows, he goes into one of the bathroom stalls. Forgive me, viewer warning here. You're not going to see any body parts, but you're going to see shadows of the body parts. And it's really clear what he was doing.
Bro, I literally saw your shadow, bro.
Oh.
Like,
Well, listen,
come on, bro.
She confronts him.
You saw my shadow. That doesn't mean anything. I was in here. I was getting myself together.
Y'all gonna call the cops or do something about this? Cause this is.
We already informed our manager.
Yeah.
This is the
All right,
boyfriend.
all right, I just want to make sure this properly.
And now
Don't
employees are there.
Don't act innocent, bro. I saw the fucking video. I was on FaceTime watching you, bro.
They can say what they want.
You're in the fucking females' locker room beating your dick. Doesn't matter who you are. That's inappropriate to be doing with females around. It doesn't matter that you're in the stall. It is inappropriate. Do that shit at home.
I'm not harassing you. I'm in the stall.
You were in the women's bathroom.
I'm allowed to be in here. You cannot.
Doesn't matter if you're allowed to be in here. You're not allowed to fucking jerk off in here, bro.
What were you doing?
I was drying off, like I just said.
I was just drying off. I'm sorry for the listening audience. What you can see is like if you were standing outside of a bathroom stall, you can see maybe people's feet and you can potentially see a shadow of the person. And you can see the guy's clearly jerking off. It's very obvious. And then they confront him. He's dressed in hot pink. He's half out of the stall because he's, I guess embarrassed he got caught and claiming he has a right to be there, which sadly under California law, he does. He does. The Planet Fitness people stand around. They have no idea how to handle it. That's obvious. They don't help. The boyfriend comes in there and does the right thing, calls out the guy, gets into his face rhetorically. And this guy has the rights and the law on his side in the People's Republic of California, Jesse Kelly.
You know, Megan, we look across the ocean at various, Islamist type countries where women are treated like cattle. Afghanistan right now, young girls aren't allowed to go to school and women are beaten and abused. And we're mortified by it, correctly so, by the way. We're mortified by it that there's a place where women are just abused repeatedly. And you know what we do, though? We look down our noses at those places and we think, oh, well, I could never hear. Well, that's every blue state now in the United States of America. And that's just the reality of it. The reality of it is because we've allowed this demonic filth to fill up certain parts of our country, that young girls are abused, sexual abuse, physically abused, certainly on the sports field, routinely. And we still look across the pond at a place like Afghanistan and we talk about what backwards barbarians they are. But every decent society in the history of mankind would have handled that problem immediately. And I mean legally, illegally. Immediately that person would have been apprehended, faced some sort of punishment. Who knows what kind of punishment that would be? It would depend on what time period. But it would have just simply been understood the women deserve to be protected in society. But if you choose to be a Democrat and live in a Democrat place, that protection is now gone. You're not even second fiddle. I don't know if there's a third or fourth fiddle, but that's where you are compared to all this tranny demonic nonsense that goes on. And it sickens me that's where we are, that young girls, that women of any age would be subjected to that. But that's what happens when you vote Democrat.
Yeah. And now like that I have a 14-year-old daughter. Like we have to walk into Planet Fitness and if she has to use the facility, she has to be next to that. Or what about after this guy leaves? I've got to go use that stall or my fellow women have to go use that stall that some guy was just jerking off in. How did it end? It's disgusting. I know. And Gavin Newsom, who wants to be the president, allows this. He willingly allows it. It's disgusting. And they say, Jesse, oh, it's about being kind and being empathetic and people are different and we have to let them use the facility that aligns with their gender identity. The vast majority of these men pretending to be women are autogynephiles. They get off on being in women's spaces, dressing like women, and if they can jerk off around women in those circumstances, so much the better. We are not safe with these perverts exploiting these laws. And I don't know what it's going to take. I know you got to go. I'll let you get a quick last word, but I don't know what it's going to take to bring this home for people like Gavin Newsom who are still in power and want even more of it.
It's going to take people, even normal people, maybe even people who lean a little left, waking up and realizing there's only one party that enables this. It's not me sitting here waving pom-poms for the useless Republicans, but the truth is the Democrat Party, they are the party of evil now. They promote it, they will protect it, and as long as you keep voting Democrat, I know your daddy loved JFK, but as long as you keep voting Democrat, this is what you're going to get more of. There's no way around it.
Jesse Kelly, thank you for everything you do.
Appreciate you, Meg.
Okay, I just want to play one soundbite. Jesse had to go, but I want to play the soundbite of the young woman who was the witness to this. Her name is Grace Hudson, as I said, and she updated her video by commenting on it on TikTok this past Sunday. Listen.
I go out to wash my hands, the shower stops, and this dude comes out. Tall and just masculine everything. He's naked and wrapped in a towel. I go to dry my hands, I turn back around, and I see that shadow. So I go back out into the gym, and about 10-15 minutes later, I come back into the bathroom, and he's still doing that. I called my boyfriend and showed him, and I go and tell the workers at the front desk. They just didn't really seem like they knew what to do. Eventually, they follow me into the restroom. He kept trying to say, oh, he's transgender. He was drying off. I do have regrets. Like, I should have done more. I should have called the cops. I thought about it, but I was like, there's no way anything is gonna come of this. Like, people are just gonna say I'm transphobic.
Okay, that makes me so sad. This young woman should never have had to deal with that. It is a failure of all the rest of us. She's young. She didn't make the laws. She grew up probably in the area. It's a failure of all of ours in not stopping this, not working harder to stop this. I don't know what to say. I wish I had always been on the right side of this issue. Like so many millions of Americans, I thought it was empathetic to be kind to, trans people, so-called trans people who I never advocated for their use of bathrooms and locker rooms, but I'm just saying like the empathy thing worked on me until I started to see it explode. And so it's my fault and it's the fault of so many, but it's really the fault of the people who are still pushing it. There is no excuse for still pushing it in 2026 America. There is no excuse for Gavin Newsom and the lawmakers of California like Scott Wiener, the disgusting, foul, perverted, in my view, Scott Wiener, to allow this shit. Why does she have to deal with this when she goes in just to work out and use the facilities? Shame on you. Shame on you, Gavin Newsom. And I'm telling you right now, if this guy runs for president and there is a debate and somebody doesn't ask him about this, I will shame you daily. I will call my other big swinging podcast friends and make sure you get shamed by name for not asking him about this, about how he could allow this to happen to poor Grace Hudson. It's not her fault. She's feeling bad. She feels guilty that she didn't do more. Grace, there's nothing more you could do. The California law is against you. It allows this pervert to jerk off an inch away from you in the bathroom stall when you are just trying to get fit and better your life. It's disgusting. It's immoral. It's derelict. It's evil. There's been no response from Planet Fitness. Why not? Do you give two shits about your clients? Do you care at all? I wonder what Grace is paying a month, probably $70 for her membership. Do you care at all about the women there? I'm just curious, like, who goes in there and cleans up the mess that disgusting tranny fool made. Yeah? They're like, do you think he's the kind who cleans up carefully after himself? Or do the women now need to sit on male semen when they try to use the stall? That's okay with you, Planet Fitness? Just checking, asking for our friend. And you might want to talk to your front desk staff. If you're going to impose these laws on Californians and then you, Planet Fitness, are just going to go along with them instead of creating some single-sex stall where they can go, you might want to give some thought to the front desk staff. Like maybe they need to come in there with their rubber gloves and their Clorox and their mops and their rags after every one of these so-called trans people uses our facilities, okay? Because none of us wants to sit on that bathroom stall. None of us wants to deal with that, okay? And unlike men, we actually do have to sit most of the time, and our legs burn, and it's tough. And sometimes you're dealing with feminine business that makes it even tougher to be standing, hovering for 5 minutes over the seat. So fucking clean up your act. Make it clean, make it safe. And honestly, if you can't stop this from happening, close up your doors and hang up your shingle. Get out. Get out of the health business, because that's not what this is. This is Times Square in 1977. That's what this is. They're one step away from carving a little hole in between the stalls so somebody can suck that guy off. I'm sorry, I'm getting disgusting, but it happens. This is so disgusting. And what they tell us is it's trans rights are human rights. That's it. That's the tweet. No, this is about women's rights. This is about this young girl, Grace's right to be safe and feel safe when she tries to relieve herself while working out. Fuck you, Planet Fitness. Fuck you, Gavin Newsom. And you too, Scott Wiener. A new year means new financial goals, like making sure your savings are secure and diversified. Will this be the year you decide to talk to someone from Birch Gold Group? They use an educational approach with a deep understanding of macroeconomics. There are forces pushing the dollar lower and gold higher, which is why they believe every American should own physical gold. So until January 30th, if you're a first-time gold buyer, Birch Gold is offering a rebate of up to $10,000 on qualifying purchases. To claim eligibility and start the process, you just text MK to the number 989898. Birch Gold can help you roll an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold, and you are still eligible for a rebate of up to $10,000. Consider making right now your first time to buy gold and take advantage of a rebate up to $10,000 when you buy before January 30th. Text MK to the number 989898. Claim your eligibility today. Again, text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.